Watch this!
I haven't done a Fireheart deck in a while. I wonder how that does into Dragon Druid. And or if we'll queue into Dragon Druid.
Let's put our studies to practice.
Stormcatcher. Chaos Storm. I'm at -1 wins? Alright folks, the deck is Fireheart Overload Shaman. The goal of the deck is to play a bunch of overload spells that don't actually overload us because of the hero power, working our way towards the Brucan so we can double up our spells and hit our opponent in the face with a bunch of damage. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You can catch me live at twitch.tv/Roffle or here on YouTube.
Are you trying to ruin my espionage? I won't go easy on you. I dislike imitators.
These cards are good for value, but probably don't want value against Connections Rogue. Lightning Storm is important. It's a much better hand to get where we need to go.
One dose solves any problem.
It is main deck.
Job done.
Jeez.
Who's hiding now?
One shot.
This probably just needs to be a Lightning Storm. Don't really want to mess around with this.
And close enough.
Frequencies equalized.
We're just playing defense here for now.
Don't distract.
On the bright side, Golganeth could pave the way for the Brucan. None of these cards actually have overload on them.
Impressed by my display?
I'm sincerely tempted to just deal 20 to that, but I think getting the healing is good. Like, their best answer to this is the turtle shell, which is just fine. We just need to hit anything but the Chaos Storm, ideally.
The fires of vengeance burn bright. Never be afraid of your inner power.
this has been a little annoying.
From your ashes shall rise life. The elements unbound flow through me.
The next draw is guaranteed to be the Chaos Storm, so we play that into the Feral Spirits, I guess.
Best seats ever!
So many mermaids they've had this game.
Here comes the storm!
Job's done.
Okay, we finally got some damage spells at least.
And
Jump one turn playing Jinza for have more value. I don't know if you're talking about the Jinyu or the Inza. I assume the Inza.
you're paying for my
But value is not what we want when there are few cards left in either player's deck. I don't know how you look at the situation and think, let's go for value. There's an argument that I should have played the Insa earlier, but
I'm almost out of time. You ain't never seen a light again. I am low on cards.
Here comes the storm!
open the doorways. We've got some one discover effect. 2, I think, with the lightning reflexes. Yeah. 3. Oh, yeah, we've got a lot of discover effects. We've got even more chaos effects. Or we've got even more discover effects, I guess. Where's the frame? Not super excited about the champion, but the other buckets aren't great either. And lightning reflexes are great. Guess it doesn't do much good casting it twice, yeah, and spending 5 mana on it is also not great. Wow, we hit a lot of our discovers already.
The storm is in me.
That's a lot of damage. Any devolvers?
With a Kunda spirit!
Just trying to avoid dying to that. We saw what can happen if if it's given the room to breathe.
Such big teeth I have.
Thank you, Crackle, for not being awful. Okay, so they're just playing a more tempo-oriented version of the deck, I guess.
Stay on the job.
Coin and Insta were a good option there. What would that have accomplished? Saving the coin for like a tidal wave or even the Golganeth if I needed it.
You gotta let the music.
Or even the Brucan burn turns. I don't want them to keep getting additional value off of that. Like, I don't even know that Insa is a good card in this deck, let alone one that's, like, worth delaying strong turns to set up for. I think often it feels like he kind of slows the deck down. But he's probably better in later rounds. But there's also the possibility that I'm just wrong and he's good and I'm underestimating him.
We hunger for vengeance. We hunger for vengeance.
I've also got Death Rattle minions. We hit a 1 mana like overload card, we could get the okay, that just works. Wait, this gets reduced by Insa? That means it gets drawn off of the Golganeth too, right?
The elements unbound flow through me.
Job's done.
Which passives do we like for this deck?
Here, girl. I smell
There are
ambush.
bound to be a lot of really good options. Like Scrying Orb is probably the turbo nuts. At least on my second passive. Like open is fine. We don't get that one.
Never you don't have much inner power.
Didn't get there, did we? Just want to avoid any accidents. Alright. Oh, it gets double cast. I guess we're just gonna win with the board now.
experience. Punishment.
Probably no reason to draw these cards right now. Where did that come from?
I have no more cards.
Could you repeat that? I'll write that down.
Like, that's a very good time to get that matchup, right? It gets scary as the wins increase, or as the run increases. Alright, just grab the spyglass. Additional cards. Knowledge is fine. I think another Finder's Keepers is probably better. Just 3 Overload cards, we're kind of running light on them. Another Discover effect as well.
Do not belong here. Time for an expulsion.
Alright, I need a better early game than this. The Finder's Keepers definitely counts. Ring of Overdrawing is everybody's favorite. It might just be like the Note Taker into Finder's Keepers angle here.
Armor! Armor! Lightly used armor.
Eh. Just rush down the quest and try and kill the opponent.
That step was your last.
Could you repeat that?
This is probably a bad time to queue into this particular matchup, though. Just because we're not, like we don't have the Scrying Orb yet, we don't have the second passive. They obviously don't either, but decks are smaller, bombs are easier to push. Yeah, exactly. The opposite of the last matchup, where it's bad timing early against Bomb Warrior, but good timing against the other deck. Okay.
You gotta let the music
That's something. We just need to find the Discover effects and then try to keep the hand full. Easier said than done. That's a great way to not be able to win the game. I think overdrawing against Bomb Warrior, unless you absolutely have to, like, it should never be your primary game plan. How close am I here? I really want to double up the Chaos Storm, but this is probably too good to pass up. No regrets. Okay. Yeah. If they didn't do this, I was probably just going to go here and jive. Just because I don't really have any spells to double up here anyway. What if I still do that? I have more mana to work with off of this next turn. Who was talking poorly about Jive Insect? Ah, it was me.
Nice little raptors.
Blast charge. Unfortunate. We can just go here and slog that.
Out of my way, peasant. The elements unbound. Now they're hard scum.
And that clears, right? Jeez.
Here's another test. Don't have much time. Candle much lighter.
The Titan's blade shall never die!
The storm.
Don't have much time.
Oh my god, where's the damage? Guess it's here. We don't quite get there. 1 damage off legal. Oh wait, no, it double cast. I'm a genius. What are we reducing? I think it's probably just spreading, right? Like, that's a lot of chip damage early. Guidance is fine, nothing else looks great. This is pretty good, and certainly better than that, so we just take another Titan's bucket. In quest progress, this is the cow deck, I think. Maybe not.
My pain doesn't compare to your plague. Aren't you a special one?
Job done.
That was an accident. I forgot I was getting another card. Oh no. Chat, do they know?
I'll cut you where you stand. I'll cut you where you stand. I'll cut you where you stand.
This plays a lot better with the saplings now that we have that.
I'll cut you where you stand.
If you say so.
My pain doesn't compare to your pain. I'll cut you where you stand.
I feel like I've heard that before. This might be a situation where getting the Inza down is probably more important than it. This is fun though.
My pain doesn't compare to
Just
your
go face and
plague.
jive.
Share my pain. I'll cut you where you stand. My pain doesn't compare to your plague.
This actually ends up being pretty good for
I'll
dealing
cut
with
you
the
where you
mommy magic
stand.
stuff. Seems handy.
Cut you where you stand. Cut you where you stand.
Yeah, suddenly Ragnaros Shaman. Hitting him right in the Ragnarosi. It's a pretty nifty high roll.
May your feet never prime.
Okay.
Death cannot be bound. Death cannot be bound.
Aren't you a special one?
Job's done.
We only need one.
Yeah, I was kind of afraid of that, but it's not the end of the world.
Finally, my ancestors are useful.
Could you repeat that? I'll write that down.
Well met.
I'll cut you where you stand.
Easy, Brian. Easy, Brian. That's not gonna help your case to get paid. But thank you, Leela. Oh, hey, the shuffling helped me on this one.
The elements unbound flow through me.
Aren't you a special one?
Don't distract.
Aren't you a special
It's possible they just have a Reska here. But, like, I've got board clears galore.
The runes decide your fate. Remnants of life.
So we probably just take the clear here. Go Volcano into Forg.
Aren't you a special
Overtime.
Job's done.
I mean, that with the jam session is pretty good. Could also put the Rhythm Might on it.
You have earned an eternity of torment.
I feel like with the opponent's emoting, we've already experienced that. Oh no, not the ball buster. Rip Ogre.
a willing donor?
Please tell me I hit the right one. Target shift there.
Job's done.
That feels good.
This realm of death is filled with sorrow.
Can you feel the gift of the sun?
Never be afraid of your inner power. Aren't you a special one?
Finally, we got some damage. Jeez.
Candle much lighter.
Only their second excavate. Third. Still haven't seen the Ruska though.
Tick tock, little Death Knight.
Really needed that to happen in that order.
Here's another test. Everybody needs a casket.
It's highly infectious.
Seven, 14.
Aren't you a special one?
Nice armor you got there. It's probably just the Fireheart's blade. It's damage. As much as I want the Black Soul Stone, this is better. These are good, but probably not good enough to take, so we skip. This is a lot of early game setup. Okay. I think with battle stance and small backpacks, I would imagine it's probably elemental rather than like the control shaman or shutterwalk thing. The questline always in your starting hand. No, I'm just really lucky. Probably no reason to play this yet. I can get more value if I hold. And I like have a 3-mana play with the Crackle scroll anyway.
Calm before the storm.
Job done.
Calamos rises.
Job done.
It's a good card to have, but I kind of like the setup of Jinyu into Fireheart's Blade next turn.
Here's another test. Here's another test.
Job done.
Got some more healing off the back of the Golganeth, if I need it. Oh, they missed some healing off of that. Could go here into here next turn to set up for a potential kill.
By the elements combined.
Could just Golganeth to kill that. I'm sorry, what? Are we gonna die next turn?
Tide rises.
Impressed by my thunderous display. Feel the fury of the sky.
That's kind of bad for me.
Here's another test.
Too many cards. Oh, bother.
I've got this.
That's a lot of healing. This is 10. It's never lethal, right? I'm just gonna cash in on this damage so that I can play the cookie. 10 is enough here. I don't know if I can afford to take any more face damage right now. Whereas if I get a little bit more damage face, I can go Zapper, Note Taker, Crackle for a kill.
Really? It's not too heavy.
Stone after stone.
Most of the time this is GG.
Could you repeat that?
All of the time it is GG.
All right,
I see you've done your
Very well. The day is yours.
Worshipper does something for me. These are not great. Jeez. I think it might just be our draw with the landslide. Or the guidance. I think we go guidance.
Gonna be rich. And
I have not seen this hero power in a
I
while.
won't go easy on you. I
None of
just like
these
imitators.
overload for me early, so I'm gonna send them back. This is a pretty good early game draw though. Oh, chat's favorite card.
Job done.
Or rather, chat's favorite passive. I guess that's more of a YouTube comments thing. They really hate Ring of Black Eyes.
Candle much lighter.
Job's done.
Are they just trying to bounce the Scorpion as many times as
there's
possible?
simply nothing I can do.
Oh. I don't like that.
This storm is
Job done.
Tempo that out before they ring into it, I guess. How many favorite cards does chat have? I mean, Twitch chat likes tech cards a lot more than anything.
Let's go down!
Here's another test.
Here's the cool thing. They can't Ring of Black Ice your good minions if you don't have any good minions. Other than, like, the quest reward, but... I mean, we could shoot down the Brucan to deny it with the Torrent if we really wanted to. I don't think that's that outrageous, TBH. Especially with stuff like that going on.
Lord of Skies, hear our plea.
Here's another test.
Honestly, this is mostly just bait, like... It's not gonna do that much for me. I guess it's possible they're also just, like, running the Tathalon Exodia combo, so I might need to be aware of that. We also haven't seen a single freeze effect from them yet, so I don't know how urgent, like, blowing up our Brucan is. We can probably go... We'll figure it out. We'll see how meaningful it is. Purge. I'd like to find a 1-mana overload off the top here, though. Okay, so I think we're gonna delay. Just because I can. And it's inexpensive to do. And I see, like, absolutely no reason to take a risk here. Collapse.
The elements unbound flow through me.
Get some reincarnate value off of the Golganeth. Hi Roffle, are you quit wild? There's a wild video posted today. So yes.
Ladle it never brine. The storm is in me.
little bit worried about giving them the Golganeth as well, but that makes me a little bit less concerned about it. That's a lot of damage.
May your feet never brine.
Impressed by my thunderous display, hear the call of Showdown.
Hurting you, priceless. Hurting you, priceless.
Such an intense death sound, isn't it? This is 3 times 4. It's 12. Not quite lethal. Alright, as long as they don't heal, we do have lethal set up here.
A charming composition. Could you repeat that? I'll write that down.
Hey, we got our board back. Okay. I mean, normally I want to skip things, but like this is just silly. I don't think a turn 2 Flash of Lightning is necessarily what this deck wants to do. I feel like generally we're probably pretty strong into Dragon Druid, but it depends a little bit on their passive setups and how quickly we can get their stuff online. Which, based on this hand, is not looking great. But because they don't have Dragon Blood, we're probably okay. The problem is the Endurance Training, and like they just get stuff on board really quickly. I was not kidding. It's looking better to have right now just because we might need the crash, but this is not the turn for it. Ubik, thank you for the 2 months. Appreciate that. Sorry the alert didn't go off. Could maybe set this next turn to try and get the value off of this on the follow-up. Could also just go, like, champion into zap something. That seems better with this turn that they've established here, so. This may even give me time to set up the.
Stay alert, my children. Danger.
It was just a 1-mana Nest Matron. Because of these two things, this is a little silly. Ogre.
Both number one to me.
Don't let them harm the eggs.
The bright side, the opponent has had
Stay
a.
alert, my
Never
children.
mind. There is no bright side. Yep. There's never a bright side when you're playing Dragon Druid. Chose the wrong target. I'm just so annoyed, man.
Well met.
Howdy doodly.
Welcome, Monster Hunter. Thank you for the 4 months. Much appreciated.
I bring life.
Okay. Literally nothing I did in this game mattered other than maybe the mulligan. But such is the life when playing against Dragon Druid. Damage. No, thank you. I mean, the Finder's Keepers and the Jinyu were tempting. It's not an impossible matchup by any means.
Belong here. Time for an explosion.
Their passives will be important just because it determines how much armor they gain. Okay. No idols is a relief. This is a pretty bad card.
One orc scrap is another orc serve.
Maybe this isn't as good for me as I thought. Seems fitting. I am just going to get rushed down at this point. I just need to play the Flash of Lightning to activate the lightning reflexes here. Okay. looks like I'm going to need the healing this game. TBH. Can this target enemy minions? Nope. This is what I figured.
Who wants to scrap with me?
Oh, fantastic. Stop it.
Here's another test. Here's another test.
I don't have an answer to those right now. So that's very much not good. I also don't know when I'm going to have an answer to them. Can I stop drawing the bombs so quickly?
May your feet never pride.
Okay, I mean, if they excavate, they get one already.
May your feet never pride.
Tempo King this. Wait, since when does that add a card to hand? And summon it? Like, it should based on the text, but I don't remember that being the case before. One sec. Gotta let my dog out. Oh, it was the door. Yeah, that makes sense.
Feet of strength. Arms of strength.
Well, here we go, I guess. Yeah, they're both here. This is legitimately the first time I've ever seen a Slagma wake up, and it happened twice on the same turn. This doesn't feel great. All right, 1 and 4. Oh man, it couldn't even hit the 50-50 to save my life. We go ahead and skip. Oh, this is very bad news. Oh no, they're going to kill me before I can get set up. This might be a run ender if they do things right. Because I just have no counterplay to their game plan, other than trying to kill them faster. But with the right setup, they can kill me on turn, like, 4. That is not the right setup, at least. in terms of like the quick kill. It is still the deck that I'm concerned about, which puts me at a massive disadvantage. I don't think there's much I can do to change the outcome of this game. Other than like hope they've made a mistake in deck building along the way, or just don't draw the pieces that they need. Like, the result is that I have next to no agency in terms of what I can do. Yeah. This may already be over. Once they draw, like, the flash of lightning and the minions. Another thing I could do is maybe load up the board and pray that I, like, APM check them.
Double time and double pay.
The widow embraces me.
Here's another test.
I was gonna say, that's one heck of a 50-50. Why is this a 5-5? Those are horrendous hits for me. I did not get nearly enough value off of that. Off of any of the cards that I just played. Pretty surprised we haven't just died yet. I guess I do have a, anything disruptive?
On the wings of evil.
Like, even if this weren't a horrendous matchup, our draw has been abysmal. They're probably looking for the flash of lightning off of that. Because we know they have the Witch's Brew, they have the hero power for the Itis. I think it's likely all they're waiting for is the flash. The opponent's combo is the Itis Darkbane combo. There's a video of it on YouTube on my channel.
May your feet never prime.
Impressed by my thundering display? Hear the call
Job's done.
Yeah, that's GG next turn. Unless, again, I can APM check them. But unless they botch it, it's just over. Or unless I find some disruption.
I am the storm of your demise.
The elements unbound flow through me.
Don't have much time.
Job's done.
Pretty disheartening. We're so close with those crashes, too.
I am the rage of our queen.
The dark consume.
Let's see if they've got it. It's a good start just for clearing off some of the minions on board. They have the time, and they're going fast enough that it's over. It's just a really bad matchup, and like, we got them to 16 with a bad draw, so it's definitely winnable, but they had a horrendous draw too, so. Like, normally this happens 4 turns ago, at the latest.
Time runs low.
Your opponent lacks APM? No. Animations run asynchronously. They have almost certainly already won. Wait, they... Oh my god.
You fight with honor.
They missed? Which means I win. That was more than enough time for them.
Here's another test.
At least it should have been. I don't know. Maybe they did lack the APM. I mean, I guess that counts as playing to my outs, right? Like, I just tried to load the board with stats so that they couldn't do what they tried to do. Yeah, I don't think I've ever taken a coin pouch and been happy about it, so surely this is the time I am. This is a great bucket here. even though we won that, that's still like a great example of why that deck shouldn't exist.
Ways of the element.
Because the game shouldn't be limited by animations like that. That's silly. They had the win. They just couldn't like perform enough actions because Idis's animations are so slow, and that's silly, especially on a mobile game. Oh, they're Nagas.
Roffle just had the better gaming chair. Oh, wait.
Look, my gaming chair is so great that I just leave it over there. I don't even sit in it. But thank you for all the house elves. Okay. Just ramping up their, Oh god, I could die quickly in this matchup as well.
If three rights
Yeah.
make a left.
None of these are playable. So we just use them for some blasting, I guess. God, they're getting a lot of cards going.
I'm short on time.
May your heat never prime.
Dr. Tree. Oops. The passive gives them a 1-mana spell. But unfortunately for them, the recast did an early shuffle for them. And this is another situation where we're putting minions. This time the saplings on board could be pretty beneficial just to soak up the what's her name? Drowned lady. Satheno. Shenanigans. We're going to go with that game plan in mind. As well as just like damage.
Sorry, Squishy, I'm working.
Is this really better than nothing?
That just kind of seemed okay.
This storm is I will have vengeance.
GG.
Time for summer break.
Alright. No Satheno, no problem. Yep. That's a skip. Alright, back to the Dragon Druids.
I won't go easy on you.
Fun's over.
I dislike imitators.
Surely we won't get Giga Scammed this time, right? Okay. Certainly could be worse for me. And we got a decent hand this time. Mostly just like the Finder's Keepers is very good. And the Flash of Lightning does open up quite a few possibilities. Of course. It is an overload card, right? None of these are nature. Oh my god. I don't know why I continue to be surprised by this every time. Next turn might just be a Flash of Lightning because of how far they are on their mana crest. Yep. Oh my god. I've changed my mind.
This desecration of the Titan's land stops here.
I'm the Brood Mother. Don't you ever forget.
Impressed by my thunderous display? Of the seas!
Nice.
Job's done.
Stay alert, my children. Danger. Stay alert, my children. Danger.
Well, I got Giga Scammed again. I don't even know how to solve this right now. This one seems less likely to get bigger.
The widow embraces me.
Okay. Just set up stuff to soak up damage and then go lightning reflexes and hope to find some like devolve shenanigans.
Well met.
Gibby Gamer, thank you for the prime. Okay. Well, we did the thing that I planned on doing. And it worked out. The devolve came a little bit late, but I'm not going to complain about that. I'm going to complain about that, though.
A simple spell should do.
Elements unbound.
Let's go with the uber safe line here.
My greatest creation, the treasure hoard.
Oh. That was randomly generated. By the way. Worst case scenario, I do heal for 10.
I suppose.
This is 6, 10 plus the board, not nearly enough.
Here comes the storm.
Here's another test.
There's potential lethal off of this, but this feels pretty safe into most things. Like, I just don't want to get embered. Or like Book of the Dead into Ember.
I suppose.
Here's another test.
Oh my god, that turn was disgusting. Not this one. The one where we cleared that absurd board. Nope.
You do not belong here. Time for an expulsion.
It's a good card on curve. Idols of Valoon could still be quite bad for me, though. That's not Idols, so good news. And we've got a hand that like actually gets some movement, which is nice. What if I just do this? I'm not really going to be swinging much, so might as well just like get some early chip damage in with the minion. I was gonna say try and make it so that we can remove the armor. Double 4 mana 7/7. That's a Bellowing Flames.
Job's done.
Just play this on curve. And that really starts to make our hand take off a bit. Okay, so that could indicate that that's a sanitize and not a bellowing flames.
You gotta let the music do the magic.
Probably no reason not to hold this here. Doesn't really accomplish much.
Light the fuses!
Oh, I did cast a spell last turn. I just kind of assumed that I did. Alright, well at least the second one will be better. We know they have another Dinomatic in hand because of the bronze signet.
Impressed by my bloodless display? Of the seas!
Alright, this probably would even eat... This is going to eat the Forge card, whether it's, or not.
Could you repeat that? I'll write that down.
Here's another test.
Another minion added to hand. Okay, it was the sanitize. That's why I ended up holding back the Flame Wreath there. We just hold this back, right? We go here, play the Brewman into double this up.
Amuse me with your tales of victory.
They have the anus. Nah. Very unlikely.
The storm is in me. The elements unbound flow through me.
They have a lot of minions in hand, we can tell by the signet, so it's not super likely that we just accidentally die from here, but...
Off the top rope!
They even excavated once yet? No. No, they have not. I can do a lot of face damage too. Oh. Well, I might need to hold off on that for a moment. Jeez. Stop it. There we go. for 2. I do have 7 bombs remaining in my deck.
Armor! Armor! Lightly used armor!
Off the top!
Oh, right.
Back to work. Let your essence congeal with local. Suffer, mortal!
There's a chance that might have been lethal. Unless I go drawing for more cards, which is not a good strategy at this point. This is the one instance where, like, it does in fact make sense to hold cards for bombs, because we know they have a bunch of minions in hand and aren't really likely to be able to do anything here. Looking for like a 1 mana poisonous battlecry thing, but even that I don't think is nearly enough here. Another chance, I guess. Oh. Wow, they actually got the clear. I overdrew lethal.
Here's another taste.
GG, yeah, I like the part where the game is over.
Candle much lighter. Candle much lighter.
Like, we have lethal damage with the bombs in our deck. It is most certainly not GG.
Armor! Armor! Lightly used armor!
Barely. More skips. Alright, early lightning reflexes has helped out quite a lot just because of the open the doorways, giving me some options. And giving me value, really, even if I don't hit something playable with it. Okay. Well, they are a little bit slower to set up. Allegedly.
Who's ready for another round?
This storm is
Just turbo down the quest. It's not terribly likely that they have a... immediate answer to this, so... it's not super threatening. That Brewmaster is a little bit concerning just because that means it can pop back a, like a Dragon Golem or a Fi. Uh-oh. So much for a slow start.
Stay alert, my children. Danger lurks.
Nice dragon you got there. I don't know why I felt it was necessary to say that. So we know two of them cards in hand are not dragons.
We must stop this corruption.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that one's a dragon. I mean, got quest completion next turn. In a couple of different ways.
Stay alert, my children. Danger lurks.
On wings of destruction they come.
Please do.
Who's ready for another round?
On wings of destruction they come.
Careful what you wish for, I suppose, but feels like that is better for me than some of the alternatives.
Time grows short. Okay. Picking this up in this spot is very good with the hand that we currently have. Like, we can do a clear in while setting up the Flash of Lightning pretty easily. Is that the second one of those? What a gamer.
Free.
Really? Let's save the spell damage here. Just trying to set up the Fi, so this damage doesn't actually matter. The fact that we got the Alexstrasza probably does.
Stay alert, my children. Danger awaits.
Here's another test.
Alright. Just need a little bit more to get there. Also, the Enrage with the Wind Fury, I just realized how silly that is. Like, even another Fi should be fine.
This desecration of the Titan's land stops here.
This storm
Here's another
Nope. One more run after? No, I've been going for 5.5 hours and I still have more work to do after this. So, this is definitely the last game in the last run.
And save the world.
Well
I
met.
won't go easy on you. I just like imitators.
QQ, thank you for the prime. Okay, this is another situation where if they draw well enough, it should be heavily favored for them. Just because, like, yeah, they have a faster combo. That's good passive setup. So if they draw their deck in the right order,
Oh, it says explode.
they'll have a rather large advantage. Let's go here. Might as well rip this. Get something. Okay. Well, can't kill that. Those aren't good. I don't think this Curse of Weakness is going to be meaningful. I do think that, like, this Trick Totem is legitimately one of the only possible ways that I can have a chance of winning this game. I need it to do something goofy. But right now, it's just not looking great.
Did you graduate with honors?
Okay. Off to a good start. Oh, come on. We're going to see 2 12 wins in one stream. I mean, that's what I'm going for, but I don't... Again, I said this earlier against the Idis Shaman, and I was correct. It's a horrendously bad matchup, and I probably don't have a chance. The only reason I won that one was because the opponent's APM was just not good enough.
The widow embraces me.
Here's another test.
So far, unfortunately, the Trick Totem has been doing good stuff for them, which I need that not to be the case. And I also haven't really, like, drawn cards, which is an important part for winning. They just got 2 dragons. Imagine not even healing me there.
In the best shape of my life.
I just don't have cards in hand right now. I'm sorry, Trick Totem, that was not my intention. I really did not want that to happen, in fact. Because I think that just means that I lost my out to win here. Good lord. Opponent's deck is certainly a an 11-win deck. Okay, so they're not necessarily the full combo. If they're running volume up, I don't know if that's typically included, but man, they're just burning through their deck right now. And I'm just sitting here watching like a dummy.
Here's another test.
Oh no! What is that, Sonya?
You want to cast a spell?
Wait, maybe the Sonya's bad for them.
The end is coming.
I could fill their hand and make them overdraw, maybe? Or they just make themselves overdraw and they don't care? Or they're just gonna dump their entire hand because they have infinite mana.
I don't have much time.
I just want to make sure the burn happens here. I missed one of these though.
What do I do with all these cards?
Like reverb could actually be impactful here.
The end is coming.
maybe Grawl wasn't actually the card that I wanted to give them. Yeah. Somehow I need to find a devolve here, I guess.
The storm is in me.
So otherwise, I think we are dying here.
Job done.
Your mind shall
Shouldn't help them. Probably have to test with this. This is still going to be close. How many cards have they drawn?
The future
Okay, are we dead?
is ours. Behold the tools of creation.
They still need an apprentice, I guess. Because they don't have the sticky fingers and the scrying orb.
You want to cast a spell? I want to cast a spell.
Behold the tools of creation. Behold the tools of creation.
I think they need to kill me here if they aren't,
Creation.
or clear the board if they aren't killing me. Right? Guess not. Oh, what a horrendous, horrendous draw.
impressed by my thundering display. Hear the call of Showdown.
Never bound.
May your hate never brine.
Job's done.
Yeah, still very likely to lose from here. They have another, Linda.
The future
Like that, Astral Tiger shuffle and then immediate top deck. It's hard to imagine that going worse for me.
Behold the tools of creation. Behold the tools of creation. Behold the tools of creation.
Like, even if we survive this turn, which doesn't seem terribly unlikely, it's going to rely heavily on what we top deck.
Behold the tools of
Because
creation.
I don't have an answer for that Luna yet.
Behold the tools of creation. Behold the tools of creation. Behold the tools of creation. Behold the tools of creation.
Yeah, even if we draw something like the perfect answer, I don't think it matters. I don't even know if, like, I can play the Brucan here.
because I need to heal and clear this board. Yeah, that didn't do it. Yeah, just a like really bad matchup and then a really, really bad draw again. Like look at these 3 cards that we have stuck here. So yeah. I don't think there is any card that we could have drawn that would have gotten us there. The Grawl kind of trolled me at the end. Alright. Well, we didn't quite get the 12, but it was still a good run. And to be fair, it should have ended on the Idis game. Like, we flat out lost that game. The opponent just couldn't finish the combo. So, I'll take it.